I'm going to talk about autism. Okay, so the reason why I want to talk about this topic is because I came across today a comment on another person's video. All right, I'm just going to read it straight to you. In my culture, people with autism are referred as takiwatanga. I think it's a Māori word. It may be another culture. Correct me if I'm wrong. Which means, so takiwatanga, which means his or her own space and time. There were also tohunga who are highly regarded, wise and skilled. Never ever seen as a disability. I did a copy and paste on this comment I found on TikTok based on autism spectrum. It's not really a disability unless parents make it. That's the part that really pisses me off, right? It's really not a disability unless parents make it. That you don't want to find new ways to communicate with your autistic child. Whew. Boiling. That's your problem. Oh. Salt in the wounds, I guess. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Animals don't talk, but we know when they need to eat. She went there. Yeah, 100%. When they have to use the bathroom, they are smart in their own way. No, I'm not comparing humans to animals, but in a way, we all come from source, etc. She cleared up the last bit, right, a little bit. She's not comparing these kids to, the autistic kids to animals. Anyways, it really pissed me off when I saw this, but I'm not surprised because there's so many uneducated people. That's the key part, is they're uneducated about topics such as this, right? I've been mentioning vaccines and problems with the food supply, glyphosate being the name, the main name there, which a lot of people call Roundup, right? It's the key ingredient in Roundup, or weed killer. Pretty much every weed killer that you use, right, you're spraying Roundup. So you should really avoid spraying that shit around your own little crops and garden, right? Because of glyphosate. Okay, glyphosate is known to cause problems, okay, and a big contributor to autism, okay. And this is the thing, this is why I talk about holistic approach, because even this problem here, right? Yeah, I can call it a problem. I'm a father to a child of 18 years old that's on the spectrum. Okay, I can call it what I like because it's a challenge. It's a big challenge, right? So people can say what they want about it, right? But they have no pain and suffering of their own, right? They have no understanding, no real reference for their own self, what it's like to live with this challenge. Now, I'm not just talking about me and my wife and our kids and how they have to adjust their lives, right? But our son himself. Let me just mention this, right? So one of the worst things I've ever heard any of my kids say to me was from my son, my disabled son, right? Zion. His name's Zion. He's 18 years old now. So I know a thing or two about disabilities, and I know a thing or two, plus some, plus GST, about autism, right? So try and come and correct me, right? But one of the worst things I've ever heard my son say to me, and it killed me to my core, it actually grabbed my spirit and fucking shook me down back to earth and say, fuck, what the fuck are you going to do, cunt? Yeah? What he said to me one time, many years ago, was he said to me, he said, Dad, and he said this shakenly, right? He said, Dad, I don't want to live anymore. Yeah? He said, Dad, I don't want to live anymore. But he said that to me in a way that was so painful because he was crying. He said, Dad, I don't want to live anymore. And he cried and I cried with him, right? That was my own personal moment with my son, okay? Now I'll give you another context as well. So we actually put him, this is many years ago, I don't know if it was like 12 or 13 or something like that, but I put him on a diet, right? I put him on a really good diet. And for 6 months, we put him on a really clean diet, okay? And I'll talk about it another time. I'll get to the main point, okay? And he actually improved. His autistic traits were minimized, okay? and he was able to speak much more clearer. It pains me as well because he hasn't been at that level for a long time, and it's purely because we can't afford to live on that to live that kind of lifestyle, especially with all the kids that we have. It pains me every day, right? But it was also good to know, so I keep that in my back pocket, ready for the right moment. I'm hoping that will be very soon. So, anyways, my point is that you need to learn about a topic before you start commenting, because there will be a lot of parents who'll be fuming, wanting to respond, right? And just because a lot of us don't respond to people like yourself, your uneducated, careless comments here, yeah, on social media, it's because we don't, part of it is because we don't have all the time in the world to bloody comment to yourself, if you're a real person. And even to the fake bots, if you've never heard of bot farms, okay, that keep everyone confused and arguing and causing drama and stuff like that, right? But if you are a real person, please get educated before you comment, okay? On any topic. If you don't know anything about it, do some research as to why there are people who think counter to what you are commenting on. Yeah, very insensitive when you're talking, comparing autistic kids to animals. It's good that you try and clear it up, that you weren't trying to, but the example was very careless and, was not thought through very well. Yeah. So this is the type of stuff I've seen. This is not new. I've seen this before many times. Yeah, I don't want to make this video one of those long ones where I delve into it, because with those I want to break down the actual science. I want to show you guys some documents, because if you haven't done it yourself, it's probably not a pain for you. Yeah. So this topic is for people who who are dealing with it, really, right? And hopefully there are people who are willing to look into it so they can understand it. Right? Most people only look into things that they have a problem with, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people comment on things they sort of have an idea of, right? But if you don't have a good educated, broad view on a topic, you say it best when you say nothing at all, right? So, anyways. Feel like punching some people sometimes when they say this type of stuff, but again, with thick skin, most parents who have had their autistic kids at for many years, you have to have thick skin, right? It doesn't mean that they're not suffering. It doesn't mean that they're not tired and exhausted and dealing with stupid comments like this, but yeah, it just, here I am standing up and just trying to correct a few things here, right? You have it's none of your business, first of all, to comment on something that you don't deal with on a day-to-day, right? It's easy for people to see someone on the low needs end, because it's a spectrum. You get high needs and low needs. My son's on the high needs, right? Then you get people on the low needs who can get jobs, yeah? And, they see him on the normal-ish side, right? And this is the problem. People put all of them in the one basket, and assuming your comment is, to everyone on the autism spectrum, right? Excuse the kids in the background. Yeah. So, anyways, that's all I want to say on this. I've got to get to the rescue here. Okay. But yeah, just be careful how you comment on these type of topics. Do some research. Look into glyphosate. Look into vaccines. Okay. There's a whole bunch of buzzwords that you can jump into. Yeah. A lot of it I don't look into now because it's been many years. Because it's a lonely world when you actually look into it. Not every parent looks into the science as well. But when you do look into the science and you know the answers, it's a much more lonely place. So it's been a lonely place for me to just kind of, know what I know about this topic. And when I speak to people, it's like I'm speaking a foreign language. I'm alien to them, and people just can't see it. There's a lot of comments like, "Oh, I've been vaccinated and I don't have any problems," and assuming that you've got the same batch, assuming that every shot is the same. yeah? And every person's going to have the same reaction. You can delve into many rabbit holes, levels deep in terms of whether it's intentional or not. But anyways, for the purpose of this video, I just want to share that a stupid comment from an uneducated person who's careless with their words here, yeah? Anyways, do your research on this topic, because this is a big thing. There's big data on showing how many people and families will be affected by this. And if you haven't been affected yet, just know that someone close to you is affected by it, 100%. Okay? The data used to suggest 1 in 10,000, they say, all right? But that was old data, yeah? And when I delved into it, what was it, roughly 10 years ago or so, right? 10 plus years probably. And it was like 1 in 26 kids. And the rate's usually higher with males, yeah, with autism, okay? And there's reasons for this. And again, you can delve into rabbit holes, more of them, as to why. The agendas for this and that, to bring down society, to take out males, to weaken homes and families. And this is the reason why I'm also passionate about building this channel, which is all about families, building families. Whether you're poor, whether you've been disabled by, an injury of some sort, like vaccine injuries, yeah? You will know how to, build from there, from wherever you're at, okay? So this is why this channel exists. This is why I'm putting time towards it, to share and impart with you the hacks and the mindset and the insights and the research that I've done myself, okay? It's a lonely place. This channel will be a lonely channel. It probably won't be many people that watch this. It's not the exciting thing to talk about. I get it, okay? Sometimes I go on tangents, but it's because I know so many different things. Yeah, and people don't like it because they just think that, this guy thinks he knows it all. Who does he think he is, an encyclopedia? Yeah, he thinks he's Mr. Google. No, I'm just a concerned father that's had enough pains in my life given to me and given to another person in my family, yeah, a child of mine. And I've asked questions. You start by asking questions, yeah? And when you do, and you're genuine about it, and you put enough time towards it, you start to get answers that you don't want to bloody read more of, because it's painful to see it. It's painful to see the answers. But again, it depends if you want to improve and level up, and because you've been pushed down several, more times than once, yeah. And I've got other kids too, so I don't want them to get injured. I don't want them to. I don't want to be careless with my decisions for my kids. So all the rest of them, at least, I can be sure that they are much healthier than, unfortunately, my oldest son, who's been vaccine injured, yeah, and now affected completely with heavy metals in his body. Yeah, we need to chelate him. We need to remove all of these toxins out of him. We need to improve his food, his diet, and it's getting worse the way the world is moving with our food supply. Yeah, everything is like, you have to look for a section that says organic. Yeah, why is it only that section organic? People don't think, so if that only 1% of the store has an organic section, that must then be that everything else in here is not organic. It's not real. It's not real food we're eating. All the processed food. So this is a big topic, and we won't spend too much more time on it. Okay, guys. Anyways, autism. It's a painful place to be for many parents. Yeah. We can talk about a lot of things on the financial side, the NDIS and all that type of stuff, but we'll leave that for another video. I just wanted to vent a little bit and share my thoughts on that comment. So yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got something from it. If you are impacted by having someone with autism in your family, especially high needs, you would know. I feel for you, and I feel for the person that's affected. There are ways to improve. At least I say improve because I haven't completely eradicated the autistic traits of my son, myself. The system doesn't want that to happen. And again, we can delve into that another video. Hope this helps anyone out there that's affected by autism. Okay. Anyways, take care. I'll see you in the next one.